Good morning, Village School, and welcome to our live newscast.
Your newscasters are Zoe from Miss Macaron and Mrs. Holper's class,
and also Marta from Mrs. Macaron and Mrs. Holper's class. Now for today's interactive trivia question. The second class to answer correctly will win since it is a day 2. In 1896, Franz Samuelson and George Harbaugh crossed the Atlantic Ocean traveling from New York to France. What kind of boat did they use to cross the Atlantic?
Today is Thursday, January 14th, 2010. It is a day 2.
The character education thought of the day is greet a classmate that you don't usually talk to in morning meeting today.
And now for your up-to-the-minute weather. Today is expected to be sunny. The current temperature is 23 degrees Fahrenheit. The high is expected to be 42 degrees Fahrenheit. The low this evening will be 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow is expected to be partly sunny.
There will be outdoor recess today.
Today's lunch will be baked potato with broccoli and cheese.
At this time, please stand for the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The answer to today's trivia question is a rowboat. The second class to answer correctly was Mrs. Barone. Congratulations. I can imagine rowing across the Atlantic.
Now we are proud to introduce our guest reporters, Katie and Mita, and our special guest, Rutgers professor, Mr. Scott Glenn, and the Rutgers glider that made it across the Atlantic Ocean.
Good morning, Professor Glenn, and thank you for coming to our school. It's quite an honor to have you and a piece of history in our school.
We came up with a few questions about the glider that we were hoping you could answer for us. The glider has collected a lot of information on its journey. Has your team had a chance to analyze the data yet? If so, what have you learned so far?
Well, we certainly haven't analyzed all the data yet, but we've looked at a lot of it. And we know that we've seen ocean eddies that we weren't seeing before, that were masked by the satellites. And so even though we look at the ocean from space and get a very good picture of it, we can't see everything from far, far away. Sometimes you have to go in close with a vehicle like this and use the sensors on it to really find out what's going on in the ocean.
We saw a short video clip earlier this week, and it looked like there were quite a few times the glider mission would fail.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us one or two of the most difficult times in the mission?
There were several difficult times. Probably one of the most difficult times was when we were in the Azores, and for some reason we could not get this glider to sink. It was just sitting at the surface. It wouldn't sink at all, and we put this pick point on top to add some weight, and it still wouldn't sink. And we wrapped lead around it. Chip the diver got it to do that, and we got it finally to go underwater by him pushing it. And as a result, he found some air bubbles that were in the front. Somehow some air got in the front, and that was one of the moments where we almost thought the mission was ended. And there are several times, too, when there's a satellite phone in the tail where it calls home. And just like if you're kids, you have your cell phone, and sometimes it doesn't connect, and the cell phone doesn't call, and so you were worried. You didn't know, okay, is the glider did it just miss the call? Was there not a satellite to pick it up? Or was it really lost? Every time it called back later, though, so we were pretty happy.
Can you describe the condition of the glider when you recovered it?
Oh, yeah. It was covered with brown algae along the top where the sun was hitting it, and all the seams had barnacles growing in it. And so even though the yellow pieces here that were painted has this nice Teflon-y, like smooth coating. The barnacles, they'd stick their little feet in the little crevices and hold on as hard as they could and go for a ride. And it's just a beautiful, the best speed possible for the barnacles. They just sit on here and they open up their fans, and it's like going for a buffet dinner all the way up and down through the water column. They just wait to find what they want. So the barnacles had a great time just holding on with their little feet in all these crevices. One of the nice things when we were over in Spain and recovered it, they gave us barnacles for dinner.
Do you have any other challenging missions planned?
Yeah. You guys want to come with us on the next mission? The next mission's the Challenger mission. It's to take these gliders and fly them all the way around the world. That first mission flew across the Atlantic from here towards Spain. Now we have to continue going around. So we have to go up around the poles, the Arctic and the Antarctic, and we have to go to South America, and we have to learn how to fly over to Africa. And once we do that Atlantic, then we have to go over into the Indian and the Pacific Oceans. So there's a long ways to go. It's going to take us many years. You'll probably be in college by the time we finish. But the next ones is going to be going through the North Atlantic into the South Atlantic, to South America and Africa. So you can come with us on that journey too.
Did a shark ever try to bite the glider?
Not this one, luckily. RU-17, though, yeah, it was hit by a shark for sure. And we've had some others over in Hawaii, but not this one. Luckily, we were worried about that, but we didn't have problems with sharks or with remoras sticking on it this time, like we did last year.
We understand there will be a documentary about the mission. When and where can we see it?
We expect that the documentary will come out in the fall. So sometime this fall you'll see it on TV. We're not sure which channel yet. It'll be a couple hours long probably, and it'll talk all about the mission from beginning to end. And so we'll make sure you know it, and maybe we'll let you know when there's a special screening of it. I think there might be one sometime, somewhere around here in New Jersey.
What kind of jobs are out there for students who graduate from marine science programs at Rutgers University?
It's a great time for students to get jobs out there, because right now they need to do these kind of vehicles and satellites all over the world. We have to be able to understand how our climate's changing and how that impacts our weather and how that impacts all the food we grow and the fish we eat, because there's a whole large growing population of people on Earth, and a lot of those people are hungry. And so how do we feed that big growing population while the climate's changing? That's a big challenge for scientists and engineers and mathematicians and people that want to go out and do good. And so that's what your generation is going to be doing out there. So we're going to help you do that, help you learn how to do that, and go out and save the world.
Congratulations to you and your team, and thank you so much for visiting our school.
We can't wait to see you in Miss Lucas's class.
Oh, I can't wait to see Mrs. Lucas' class either. I've been hearing so much about it.
With VES News Network, this is Amartya signing off.
And Zoe signing off.
Tune in tomorrow for another exciting edition of VES News.
Have a tremendous Thursday.